Welcome to the Big Four Accounting Firms podcast, brought to you by big4accountingfirms.com and the Big Four Accounting Firms YouTube channel. In today's podcast, we're going to be covering some bad news. I had something else planned, but news just came out that one of the Big Four accounting firms is conducting layoffs in the United States. And this is, as we previously predicted in previous podcasts, there's no way that the economy could still keep going down and tons of the Big Four's clients are going out of business or going bankrupt and coming out of bankruptcy with reduced operations, reduced employees, reduced revenues. There's no way that the Big Four come out of this and not lay employees off. They're just not making the same amount of revenue, and they hired tons of people over the years and have hired an increasing amount of people as revenues go up. So with revenues way down this year, there's no way that they could keep all their employees on staff. And it's Deloitte that announced the layoffs. And they announced their layoffs in an all-hands meeting. And they are said to be cutting 5% of their workforce in the United States. Now, Deloitte has over 100,000 staff in the U.S., so this will mean about 5,000 people will lose their jobs. And supposedly they might pay out a little bit of severance, and they're going to help people with unemployment claims. But this is just another step that the Big Four accounting firms have taken in order to prevent the pain from COVID-19. But the COVID-19 pain keeps coming because there's still lots of shutdowns and still lots of tensions around the world, trade deals going on, all these negative things that are just making people fearful. And those people are not spending their money. There's people that are getting laid off from their jobs, and that trickles all throughout the economy. And you can't have this many people, and you can't have these many companies doing poorly and going bankrupt and not have it impact the Big Four accounting firms. And it's also said that many of the cuts at Deloitte will come from their consulting division, as the profits from Deloitte Consulting have been hit the hardest. And consulting revenue is said to be down 15 to 20% this year. And if I had to guess, it's going to be at the high end of that or even more, because I just don't see a lot of companies spending a ton in consulting fees this year. We mentioned that in previous podcasts. Consulting fees are always the first to get cut, and they're going to be hit the hardest. Now, consulting does really well in a good economy, but when the economy goes bad, it gets cut. And this happened the same way in the financial crisis. So the pain will still be felt throughout consulting, and I'm sure there's only more to come. This is cuts right now at Deloitte, the layoffs right now. But if the economy gets worse, there could be more. And since the Big Four accounting firms tend to copy each other, I'm sure that the other firms will now let people go, because once one of them sets a precedent, the other follow very quickly. So this is just the first one in the United States that has announced layoffs, and I'm sure there will be more that follow. So in order to stay up to date on the latest on the layoffs, make sure to subscribe to this podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also, we have a Layoff Tracker on our website. I'll include a link to that in the show notes, so make sure to check that out. Thanks for listening.